Hello everyone. Welcome to our cooking stream. Or I should say, my cooking stream. Turn the volume down on the music over there. I got a janky setup. Camera's a little low, but that's okay. I'll just back up. I'm having guests over tonight, and I'm cooking, so I was like, I'm gonna do a cooking stream. So that's what we're doing. Today we're gonna be making pork chili verde, as you can see in the title. And also some burgers, like I'm gonna prep some burgers, and then we're also gonna make some iced tea. So we'll do that first. I need to change my my stream stuff here though, because when I started the stream, it removed all of my stuff for some weird reason. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Well, it's Friday actually, so you're almost done here. I don't remember all of the tags I had, so I guess we'll just go with that. All right. So we're gonna get this water going to a boil here. So the first thing that we're gonna do, as I said, is make some iced tea, or get it going, get it ready. I actually have some watermelon and black iced tea here is what I'm going to be making. So these are just giant tea bags. How much is this for again? Yeah. So one of these tea bags is good for 1 whole gallon of tea. So that's what we're going to do. So I've had this water over here heating up for a while. I just need to finish bringing it to a boil here. But essentially, I'm just going to put it in here. I wonder if I have any ice. I do, but like, not enough. So we're not going to put any ice in here. Usually I would like throw ice in here as well. And then when you pour the hot water over it, it cools it. I mean, it is iced tea, so whatever. But we're gonna get this water boiling here. Just throw this in here, and then we'll just pour the water over the top of it. And then once that has steeped for 10 minutes, then I'm gonna put in, was it 3/4 cup sugar? I'm gonna put in 3/4 of a cup of sugar into there, and take the tea bag out, stir it up, and then put it in the fridge, and then we should be good to go from there. This is my actual sugar, but I knew I was getting low, so I went and got some more. And then as for the other stuff that we're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to be making pork chili verde. I will be using the Ultimate Instant Pot cookbook. 2 years ago now, my parents got me an Instant Pot for Christmas / my birthday, along with this cookbook. So I will be using the recipe for pork chili verde out of this book. It's page 115, if you have it. I also, if you do ! Recipe in the chat, I also posted some images of the recipe itself, so you can follow along if you want to. And this looks like it's ready enough. So we're gonna go for it. Oh yeah. Nice and hot. So bag's already in there. And don't fill it up all the way. You do have to stir, you do have to add sugar and whatnot, so you don't want to just max it out and then you run out of room and overflow it. That would be bad. And then here I'm just trying to squeeze the air out of the tea bag, so it'll sit lower in the water, because otherwise it has a tendency to just float on top, and then you don't actually get a whole lot of like actual steepage occurring. Alright, so we're just going to set that off to the side for about 10 minutes here. And while that's steeping, I'm going to start grabbing some of the other stuff that we're going to need for the actual main dish, the pork chili verde. So the pork chili verde can be served in 3 ways, technically. It can be served as a soup. You just put it into a bowl, boom, you're done. The other ways that it says is you can do it with tortillas. So you can actually just ladle it into a tortilla, roll it up kind of like a burrito, and then there you go. Or you can use rice. So I'm gonna have all options available tonight. And I will do the rice later because I've got 4 hours till it's supposed to start, and the rice only takes like an hour. So I'm not gonna cook the rice now. That'll be later. It's gonna be a while from now. All right. So we got some of our stiffs here. I kind of just show you what I have for ingredients. So we've got 1 bunch cilantro, and I should probably open the book here because there are some things that actually have multiple, like it asks for cilantro twice, because the first one, the whole bunch is just to actually put in the dish, but then it says add more cilantro later as like a garnish. So what up, Kyle? Your body is prepared. Welcome. All right. So, oh, who's texting me? Nice. I got more people coming to the thing tonight, to the party. Cool. All right. So, like I said, we got cilantro. I have 2 pounds. Well, I do just a little over 2 pounds of tomatillos. If I can open the bag here. Come on. How's your day going, Kyle? Are you fully moved out of your place yet? What's up, Rosenchen? Hello. All right, so 2 pounds of tomatillos. I have not peeled these yet, so we will have to do that. Tomatillos, if you don't know, they're kind of like tomatoes, but they come in these leafy enclosures. So, and you have to peel each one of them individually, and they're actually like super sticky on the inside. It's kind of gross. I don't know what it is, but they've always been like that. It's just weird. But today we're making pork chili verde, Rosenchen. If you do ! recipe, you will be able to see the actual recipe that I'm using for this. So, and this guy, ladies and gentlemen, is Caillou in his natural habitat. Oh man. So, all right. So we got 1 bunch cilantro. We've got 2 pounds of tomatillos. I've got 2 jalapenos, 3 chili peppers, and then a single yellow onion. And that's pretty much it for the liquid base. Everything else is, or the only other main ingredient is the actual pork, which I'm not going to worry about until later. So, because like I said, we need to peel all of the tomatillos first, which takes a while. Also, can you guys hear the music in the background? I do have music in the background, so. Sorry to the vegan in the chat, but yes, there is meat in this dish. No music? Okay, I'll turn it up here. It was like super loud earlier, so I turned it down. You hear that? Is that good? My speakers are only at like 20% volume, so if I need to turn it up, I can. Alright, I can just put all of these on this one thing over here. Alright. And then it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm also making iced tea, so I just had to let this steep here. So we'll take the tea bag out of this. And then, like I said, we're going to add 3/4 cup to 3/4 of a cup of sugar. We'll mix that in and then put it in the fridge. And hopefully in 4 hours it'll be nice and cold. That's my hope. There we go. Hopefully that was 3 and not 4. Do I live alone? Yes, I do. Got my own place. So I've got a 2-bedroom apartment, and then the second bedroom is what I actually use for my streaming room. So where you normally would see me is over there, and that's where my office is and my computer and everything. So if I have any guests that spend the night, they just sleep on my couch because my game room is more important than getting a bed for them. So I shouldn't put it in the fridge yet. Why not? It's supposed to be iced tea. It needs to be cold. And then I bought more sugar because I'm almost out, but I'll fill it up later. And I'll just set this here for now. There we go. Okay. You promised me your room tour 6 months ago and you never got. Liz, I can do it today. Let me get down for the camera. I can do it today. Yeah, it's very warm. Yeah. Shouldn't put hot stuff in the fridge. Oh, I see what you're saying. It should be fine because literally the only things that I have in the fridge are all of the things that I'm going to use to make the meal for tonight, because I don't actually ever keep any other food in my fridge. So it's not going to spoil anything. Shouldn't harm any other food. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna do the super not fun process of peeling all of the tomatillos. So the ones that are done, I'll just put on the cutting board because I will have to cut them later. Maybe it's harming the fridge. You know what? I don't care about the fridge. Welcome to the cooking stream, Fear. Not sure you can call this real cooking when you use animals, but yeah. It is, Liz. I do. I call it cooking. Why am I putting those in the garbage? I put this bag right here specifically so I could put all of the leafy bits in the bag, and then when I'm done, I can just throw the whole bag away. Yeah, sometimes you'll get leaves that just like fall apart when you like try to peel them off. And those are also generally like the most sticky ones as well, which is really annoying because they're also the most fragile, so they just rip. The best ones are these. You can literally just like open it up and then you twist the top, it comes right off. Looks like a tomato apple. These are called Tomatillos. They are from Mexico. So we don't, or I don't have compost, Rose and Chen. So any like food waste just goes in the garbage with the regular other garbage. I really wish that apartments had like recycling facilities, or like a separate garbage bin out back, so I could put recycling. Because then I would put, you know, any cans or plastic bottles and all that kind of stuff in there. But we don't, and so I just have to put it in the garbage, and it kind of sucks. It's really annoying. Aren't currencies separate everything? They have 5 different trash cans. What? What are all the trash cans for? Because I know like some people, like my parents have a compost bin. However, it's just like a bucket, and then they'll put food waste in the bin, and then every few months or so they'll go dump it in their garden in the back because it makes good fertilizer. But we don't have anything that's like, we don't have anything like that like goes to the city. Like we don't have any additional garbage cans or anything. There are households that separate further. Okay. I'm also gonna move my laptop closer so I can read it better. There we go. Wow, that music is loud. There we go. Paper, plastic, food waste stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Plastic bag, paper, and biological and rest. Okay. And general trash is the third one. Music's great. Okay. It just seems I have no idea like how much my phone, because I'm streaming from my phone right now, not my computer setup. So I have no idea what the audio levels sound like. So if something needs to be changed, just let me know and I'll do that. All right. Last tomatillo here. Last one. There we go. So, like I said, I don't have a compost bin, and I live in an apartment, so there's no place for me to put it, so it just goes in the plastic bag. Which is unfortunate, because I would much rather do something useful with it, but I can't, so. Spear mule? What's spear mule? And some heavy metal. That's the only change. Here's the thing. There's no copyright-free heavy metal music theory. I'm sorry, so I can't do that. You put a cardboard in the same container as cans and stuff, and that you usually take with you to the container place, and then you separate it all. Okay. Yeah. So most places in the U.S., it's just called single sort recycling. So anything that is recyclable, cardboard, paper, plastic, milk jugs, whatever, paper products, you put those all in the same bin, and then the recycling truck, which is actually a garbage truck, but it's only meant for recycling stuff, it'll come and pick it up, and then it'll bring it to to some facility, and then they will sort all of the items there. So you don't have to sort anything yourself at your house. They sort it for you at the facility. Yeah, can't do anything copyright. Liz has got me hit twice because she had me watch YouTube videos that had copyright music in it, and then YouTube got mad at me when I uploaded the video. Spurmool is the rest. Electronics, furniture, and other stuff that you have to bring to a special place of your... Oh, okay. Yeah, we have... In the US, we have laws that say, like, you're not supposed to put batteries in the garbage and you need to bring it to a special place, and I don't know anybody who actually follows those rules. So, except for businesses, like large businesses definitely will, because they get inspected and audited and can get fined. So, alright, we're going to stack these on the other side here. Alright, so these need to be... Actually, I'm going to cut these later. Here we go. We'll cut those later. We're just going to set those off to the side for now. Grab a second cutting board and... the pot that we're going to use here. So, if you're following along in the recipe, tires is another thing that has to be disposed of in a special way. Yeah, tires are easy though, because you just bring them to like any car dealership or maintenance shop and they'll take care of it for you, which is nice. Alright, what am I looking for here? Oh yeah, onion. Alright, so I was kind of working on step 2 on the recipe, if you hadn't noticed. Now we're going back to step 1. I just start step 2 because peeling those tomatillos takes so long. Come on. Alright, so the onion we're just gonna not dice it, like not finely chop it, but we're gonna just cut it into like the smaller bits. So because this will all get pureed later, so you don't need to cut them into small pieces right away, because we're gonna use my little immersion blender here at a later point, and that's gonna just turn it into a liquid, a pure liquid, so not too worried about it. Oops. Is it crying time? These onions aren't too bad. They are yellow onions, but I've never had too many problems with these making my eyes water. Who follows the recipe step by step when it comes to prep? That's a good question. Not me, because I definitely just did not. So. There we go. Alright, so there's the onion. Hey, thanks for the follow. What is that? Alpha Taco Truck. Alright, have a good one, Rose and Chen. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Do I own a sauna? No. I'm not rich. I can't own a sauna. All right. Oh, not that yet. Time for the peppers. All right, switching to the tiny knife. Does my local swimming hall have a sauna park? No. Like, not the community pool, no. There's a place that you have to have a membership for, and I think they have a sauna. It's a local gym called Quartz Plus, and I think they have a sauna. I'm not 100% sure though. I don't go there, so I just know they have a lot of things. All right, so I'm just de-seeding the jalapenos right now. If you want this dish to be very spicy, you can leave all of the seeds in, because like I said, this does get pureed and blended together. So the seeds will provide a whole bunch of extra heat for free. Alright, so that's half. And I've never been good at de-seeding jalapenos, so this is always interesting for me. There we go. Ooh, take that all out. That worked pretty well. Alright. So that's one. A suburb of Hamburg has a giant swimming hall with an entire sauna village. 11 different saunas? What the heck? That's so many. Yeah, I mean, saunas just aren't as popular in the US either, so they're definitely not as easy to find as they are in Europe. Look at that. Took the whole seed thing out. That's what I try to do. So if you can cut around the whole thing, then you can sometimes just pull the whole thing out without too much problem. Yeah, there we go, just like that. Alright. So again, you don't have to cut these into like small pieces. Because they will be blended. So once I have them in half and I have all the seeds out, I just put them together on the board like that, and then just cut them into strips about this big. So it goes into the pot. Oh wow, I'm behind on the chat club. Germans love saunas, but they have a weird habit. All saunas in Germany are naked saunas. I thought, like, I'm just from reading the internet, because you know the internet is always right and it never is wrong. But I thought most saunas in Europe were mixed naked saunas already. So is Germany just different in that all saunas are that way, or is the rest of Europe kind of the same as well? In the US, it depends on how fancy your gym is. Yeah, and in the US, I don't know of any place that has mixed, like naked saunas or mixed saunas. Well, I guess so. Yeah, so the ones that I've seen, they are mixed saunas, but they don't generally allow you to go in there naked. You have to go with like a towel on at the very least, or just like a swimsuit, something like that. So it's illegal to wear clothes in a German public sauna. Is that for like a health reason? What's the purpose behind that? All right. So now I'm just going to do the same thing with the serrano chili peppers that I did with the jalapenos. And the recipe only calls for 1 jalapeno and 2 serrano peppers. However, I don't feel like that makes the dish spicy enough. I like it with a little bit more heat, so I just add 1 more of each. So I'm making this with 2 jalapenos and 3 serrano chili peppers instead. So just a little bit divergent. It's a culture thing, I guess. But like, you said it's the law, right? Yeah, illegal to wear clothes in a German public sauna. If it's just a culture thing, that's kind of weird that it's a law. And health reasons? But do you know what the health reasons are? Because like, that's the only reason I can think why the law would exist. I just don't understand, or I don't know what those health reasons are. Can you explain? Bacteria is hiding from the heat under your bathing clothes. Okay. I don't know. I guess I just feel like having someone's naked butt on a seat would provide a lot more like nutrients for bacteria to feed on because they're sweating, and your sweat has a lot of nutrients in it for bacteria to eat. So for it to be illegal for those reasons just seems odd to me. But my understanding on the biology of how that works could be totally wrong as well. So. All right, 1 more here. The jalapenos are so much easier to remove the seed from. And also, especially for women who wear bigger bathing suits, you can't sweat properly, which is very unhealthy. Okay. You put a towel in your seat. Okay, well, I didn't know. I've never been in a naked sauna. I don't know what the rules are. I think I've been in a sauna like twice ever in my life. And I hated it both times. It was just super humid in there, and I hate humid heat. I don't like humid heat. It's just very uncomfortable. And so I was in both of them probably for like maybe 20 minutes tops, and then I left. Yeah, humidity is, ugh, hate it. That's why especially all sauna villages in Germany have 1 week in the day where they have a women's day where men are forbidden. Okay. That's part of the reason why you love Arizona. Yeah, that was, when I was in Afghanistan, like, it was 120 degrees outside, which is like 50 degrees Celsius or something like that for all you Europeans out there. But the humidity was like less than 10%, like 99% of the time. And so it you could handle it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's still not fun when you first get there, but you get used to it pretty quickly. It did rain like 2 days though while I was there, and the rain lasted for like 10 minutes, and then all the clouds immediately went away. But all of the rain that fell was, because it was still 120 degrees, immediately evaporated into the air, and then it made it like 50% humidity and 120 degrees. And that was just awful. I hated those days. Those days sucked. All right. So peppers, both types of peppers, the onion are done, and now we just need the garlic. Your parents have 3 different saunas in Rotterdam, and you had one in your apartment. So, what's the appeal of a sauna, though? I find that when I get in one, it's just hot and humid for no good reason. I don't like that. All right. So also, this recipe calls for 2 cloves of garlic. 2 cloves of garlic. Except recipes lie, and there's never enough garlic. So I put 5 in there. So just give me a chance to deshell these a bit, and then I'm gonna put the garlic in the pot as well. Probably similar reason why people take ice baths. Yeah, I would much rather take an ice bath than sit in a sauna. Yeah, recovering muscle, tense muscle. Yeah, so for the tense muscle stuff, I can definitely see that. For recovering muscles, the ice bath is actually going to probably be better for you. Like if you have an injury and you're trying to help it heal faster, because an ice bath will help reduce the swelling. All right, so that's 4. And there's number 5. Okay. You take an ice bath after the sauna? What? Okay. So the saunas that I've been in, I'm just going to use my garlic press here. I don't know what the actual name for this thing is, but it comes with this little thing. Put your garlic in there and then you squish it. So, what I was saying though is the saunas that I've been in were both at hotels, and they were just in the regular pool area. And then once you got out of the sauna, you just go back to your room and you take a shower. And that was it. Hello, Sarah. Do I still play Destiny 2? Sometimes, but not usually on stream. I got burnt out for a while, so I played Destiny 2 for like the first time in about 7 months, like 2 weeks ago. Because I wanted to catch up on a bunch of the story stuff before the new season started on Tuesday. All right. Okay, so we are going to saute all of this stuff in here for 10 minutes. And at the end of the 10 minutes, we're going to add the tomatillos. So grab this. I'm going to kind of mix this all up here. Here, let's do a before and after. Here you go. Here's what it looks like right now before we saute everything and add everything else. Okay. 10 minutes. There we go. Okay, so that'll take a little bit to heat up. Waiting on that, we're gonna dice up the tomatillos, or I should say we're gonna quarter the tomatillos. So once I quarter them, I'm just gonna put them in here to hold them until this is done. So. Is that another shooty bang boom? Yes it is, Liz. You need to catch up on this season before Witch Queen. Yeah, the nice thing they started doing is once one season is over, like the content doesn't go away. You still have all of the story stuff, which is nice. You're in the Alliance? I was in. Oh, okay. Yeah, Shadows of Light. Yep. And are you still in Shadows of Light, Fear? I think he is. So like I said, we're just quartering these. So I just cut them in half once, rotate them, cut them in half again. Boom, there you go. 4 pieces. Drop them in there. I think we ran a food race together back in the day. Yeah. I've got people texting me, except I'm streaming from my phone, so I can't really reply to them. And again, the recipe calls for 2 pounds of tomatillos only. I do about 2.5 pounds, only because I found that once I put it in here in the pot and then I try to blend it all together with my immersion blender, I actually run into problems where there's not enough liquid in the pot for the immersion blender to work properly. So instead of just adding water to make sure it's deep enough, because it's only going to be about like this deep in the bottom of the pot, I I just add more tomatillos. You get more of that flavor. It's going to be a little bit thicker, which I prefer. It's not so watery, it's not so runny. My hands are still sticky from peeling the leaves off, which is kind of annoying. So now all the tomatillos themselves are sticking to my fingers. Alright. Stuff in here is sizzling now. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream. But it's getting warm. Toasty. Yeah, I saw Nicole Gate had another baby. I think she announced it to people in the clan. I was actually running a raid with her and Mark, and she just casually drops, yeah, so I'm going to have to take a break from the game in a few months because Mark knocked me up again. which was pretty funny. Alright. There we go, there's all the tomatillos. So we're just sauteing the stuff in here, or browning it. Kind of to your preference. The recipe says 10 minutes, and I found that works pretty well. I haven't changed that really at all. How much water does this have? Oh, just a cup. Okay. Just gonna get my cup ready. I don't know how many milliliters that is, Liz, so I'm sorry. I can't tell you how many liters or milliliters this is. Alright. Tomatillos, water, and the salt. So I got coarse kosher salt is what I use. This asks for 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I do about 2.5. I just don't think there's enough in there to fully bring out the flavor of like the onions and cilantro that's in there. So I like to add a little bit more salt. Show how much time I have left? No, it doesn't. Okay. We're just kind of waiting here. Also, I just realized that now that this pot is hot, I won't be able to show you guys what it looks like when I'm done, because it's going to be too hot for me to touch. Oh well. Alright. So that's still going. This, it'll beep when the 10 minutes is done. I set it on a 10-minute timer, but it doesn't actually show you how much time is left when you're in saute mode, so. There we go, there's the water. Like I said it asked for 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I do 2 or 2.5. So, and I'm actually just gonna set it off in a separate measuring cup here on the side. My eyes are starting to burn a little bit from these onions now. Alright, and then one other thing I made, I actually made 2 days ago, or I started making it 2 days ago because it takes 24 hours to make, and I actually wasn't home yesterday, so I knew I had to do it 2 days ago. But I made some cold brew coffee. So you just fill this whole thing up with coffee grounds, and then it just sits in here. Put that in the fridge for 24 hours, and then remove the grounds, and now you have cold brew coffee. Stop beeping at me? Thanks. So the benefit of cold brew coffee is that it's less bitter because when you heat coffee grounds, they release, I don't remember the name of the chemical or the compound, but that's what makes coffee bitter. So if you cold brew coffee, it releases like many times less than that. So, been looking for a good pork recipe. You're gonna do a sort of low carb diet, and this looks good too. This is very good. So if you do !recipe in the chat there, I have pictures of my cookbook right here that has the actual recipe that I'm following. So if you want to take a look at that, go ahead. Alright, so that's done. Looks good to me. So we're just sauteed, slightly brown, so we're good. And then now we need to add the water. The salt. And the tomatillos. Mix that up just a little bit, get the salt moving around, get the jalapenos and the onions mixed in with the tomatillos. There we go. Alright, so now we actually do the pressure cooking part. Set to seal, and then manual pressure cook for 5 minutes. There we go. Alright, so unfortunately, this takes like a decent amount of time. We're just gonna let this sit here for now. I'm gonna get a lot of steam in my face, unfortunately. Normally I take my this Instant Pot and it actually sits where my camera is right now, but my camera's there, so I can't. So it's gonna sit here, which means I'm gonna get a lot of steam in my face until this seals itself. So fingers crossed that's the last thing you have to do for On Call this weekend. Was it hard? Or just annoying and unexpected? Also, my laptop is literally hanging over my sink right now. I'll show you in a second, or I'll try to without messing up my camera too much. But I have to have it that close so I can read chat while I'm standing at the other end of my kitchen. People just want to make plans unnecessarily complicated. It sounds like every middle management person ever. Put that there. So we have a little bit of prep work to do before we get on to step 3. So we're gonna get the cilantro ready. I'm just gonna chop off the bottoms of the stems here without actually removing too much, hopefully, of the actual leaves. So then the rest of this, go. So this cilantro, once this is done doing its pressure cook cycle, we'll open it up. We're gonna throw in the cilantro that I just kind of chopped right there. Is this actually going? Yes, it is. Okay. And then we'll use the immersion blender on it. So, but I think I am done with this cutting board for now. Trying to make some room here. Because I've got a lot of pork here to handle. You comment about middle management is very accurate. My knife. So these are Cutco knives. Are you in the UK or Europe area, Seraph? I don't know where you're from, but in the US there's a company called Cutco. UK, okay. So I don't know if they're in the UK or anything at all, but they make very, very high quality knives. So I have a whole knife block over here. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see that. So I've got, these are steak knives for like when you are eating yourself. Got 12 of those. Scissors. This is the one I'm going to be using for the pork here. This is a serrated knife. I like this one. This one will literally just like, I could leave it in the plastic and I could probably just go like this and it would just cut through the whole thing. It's super sharp. Very dangerous. Do not let children touch them. Question is, how do I want to open this? Probably with scissors. Alright. So the recipe calls for 2 pounds, right? Yeah, 2 pounds boneless pork shoulder. So you can't buy boneless pork shoulder, you have to get pork shoulder with the bone in it. So I got a 3-pound pork shoulder, and once I remove the bone and the extra fat from it, it'll be closer to 2 pounds. So that's how we're doing this. So where is the bone? There it is. The temperature indicator. All right. So we got the bone here. So I'm just gonna cut right along that, just through the whole thing. Wow, slipping. There we go. Bone is not being very kind. There we go. And I'm basically just, like I said, cutting all the way around the bone, trying to get as much meat out of this as I can. There we go. Alright, so pretty much all of the rest of this is just bone or fat and cartilage. So there you go. There's the bone. Now it's gone. Alright, and then the rest of this just gets cut into like 1-inch cubes. You're gonna focus on the game. Your wife, Iggy. Oh, Iggy Piggy is your wife. Okay, I think we've played with Iggy Piggy before as well in the clan, the Destiny clan. Nice. Thanks for the recipe. We'll give it a go. All right, sounds good. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping by, and enjoy the rest of your night. All right. So, and then like some of this has a ton of fat on it, and I'm not sure how much of it I want to keep. So I think I'll just cut some of it off, like that bit. And then anything that's ready to go, I purposely kept this here that I put all of the onions and stuff in earlier, or the tomatillos, sorry, because the pork can be put in there while we're waiting. Got some gristle here. Yeah, that whole piece is gone. That one's good. Alright, so like I said, you want these to be no bigger than 1-inch cubes because this is the final size of what is going to go into the dish. So you need to make sure that it's quote-unquote bite size. So it will shrink a little bit when you cook it, but not a whole lot. So make sure that it's You're not just putting massive chunks in there, because then you're not going to be able to eat them later. Have a good one, Sarah. See ya. Look at all the fat on this piece here. This thing's very well marbled. You're not actually done with work. Oh no. Do they call back with the same issue, or what's the deal? This is a good chunk here. Very squared and rectangular. Those are two sort of different things, but hopefully that makes sense. But what that means is I can chunk these very easily into very similar sizes without too much problem. The stuff you made in AutoCAD isn't displaying correctly. Oh no. Alright, that's a lot of fat right there. You know what, we'll have a couple of really fatty pieces in there. We'll see if we get any extra flavor out of it. That's okay though. It's not, it has a lot of fat, but it's not like, there's only like really one place where it's concentrated. The rest of it is kind of spread out throughout the whole piece. So that should be actually probably the best bits that are going to be in the whole dish. Just all gristle there. That's fine. All right, here we go. You think a polygon wasn't fully closed, so there wasn't any color. Ah. Does that mean you fixed it already? Pot's beeping at me, which means should be almost done. When the cooking program ends, let the pressure release naturally for about 10 minutes, and then we'll move this valve up here to the vent position, which then will release the rest of the pressure. But you don't want to do that right away because this whole thing's under a ton of pressure, and if you just open the venting thing right there immediately, you could actually cause an explosion. Don't do that. Boom. Done. We'll wash up here, and then I'm actually going to start the dishes a little bit. I'm a do dishes as you go kind of guy. I don't like getting to the end and then still having all of the work to put everything away and washed up. I like to, once my food is ready to eat, I like to be done with about as much of everything as possible so I can just sit down and eat and then enjoy my food. Same. That's the kind of person you should try to be. Please tell my wife to adopt this habit. All right, well, next time I see Sarah, I'll tell her to do the dishes while she cooks. I'm sure she'll take that really well and won't take any offense at all. Yeah, I am not a do the dishes later type of person. Can we get this? Oh yeah, look. Oh man, you guys get a bask in the gloriousness of dishes. This is gonna be great. All right, let's get my book out of the way so I don't splash water on it. By the way, this cooking book, or this cookbook, cooking book, it's awesome. I love this thing. I'll show you the title because apparently I didn't do that. The Ultimate Instant Pot Cookbook by Coco Morante. If you do ! Recipe, you'll find pictures of the recipe that I'm making along with a picture of the cover of the book. So if you're interested, you can go get it yourself. This fork and this spoon, don't mind this. This is just what I used to eat my lunch today. And I had already started the dishwasher, so I couldn't put them in there. Yeah, so I got the book, and then I literally spent, I want to say 5 hours reading through it. Pretty much every single recipe in the entire book. Just finding all of the ones that I thought sounded good, and then I labeled every single one of them. The sticky tabs that have everything labeled are also color-coded to the type of dish that it is. Yeah, I put a lot of effort into just finding those stuff that I wanted, basically. So. I'm getting a phone call. Decline. She'll take it extremely well. You tell it to her all the time. She just needs the reinforcement. All right, man. We'll tag team it later. Hey, can somebody at Liz in the chat and ask her if she's still here? Liz? Are you there, Liz? She's been asking for a house tour for months. And now that I actually have a setup capable of doing a house tour, and I'm in the process of actually using that setup, I figured now would be a good time to do it. But she kind of needs to be here in order for it to count. So. I love these scissors because they're the kind that you can take apart. It's like that. So then you can actually wash in between the hinges and everything. So if you ever get it in like super messy, you can take the whole thing apart. They're also dishwasher safe, so you can take them apart and then just put them in the dishwasher. ASMR stream. Yeah, hopefully it's not, it doesn't sound terrible. Running water doesn't usually sound too good on stream, so I'm trying to go quickly. Anything else? I think that's it. Oh! One last cutting board. Sounds pretty good? Okay. Yeah, for audio through the phone, I'm actually surprised that it's not just making your ears bleed at the moment. Let's see. You're finally done with your coloring book, Fear. This arm on that my phone is in is like super bendy and not very precise. We good? It's a little crooked, but I'm gonna leave it. So, alright. Look at this cilantro though. Oh, this looks so good. I kind of just want to eat some. multi-million-dollar coloring book. Alright. So, this should be done. Oh yeah, look at that. We're at the 10-minute mark exactly, which is exactly what we needed. So, if you've ever wanted to see what explosive decompression sort of looks like, this is what it is. There you go. Hopefully that doesn't hurt your ears, because it is very loud. I have to wait for the red nub right there to go down. You literally heard that sound and thought, wait, I thought we stored the Instant Pot in our storage unit. It's such a universal sound. Yes, moving does suck. Are you fully moved out of your place yet, Kyle? I know you were like working till like 2 in the morning one day. That's what Lane told me. You find that if you ever get transferred to another site, your company will pay for movers. Yeah, that's actually pretty common. If the company that you work for asks you to move for business reasons, then they'll generally pay for it. Or at least they should, like. Alright, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah. So it looks kind of bland, but it's not, I promise. There we go. Hey. Okay. So, I closed my book. This is not working right here. Hold on. I got a little mini table. We'll put the book there. Like I said, normally my Instant Pot is over there where the camera is, so I have plenty of space here. But I don't right now, so. I also have a second outlet over there, which means I don't have to do this. Normally I don't have to do that. So. Okay. So gonna deviate from the recipe again, and this is probably the biggest deviation of the whole thing. So I'm way too tall for this camera angle. But so the recipe calls for, once you add the cilantro and use the immersion blender and puree the whole thing, it says that you're supposed to remove half of the liquid base, put it into like a Ziploc freezer bag or something, and then put it in the freezer for a different time. And then you add all of the 2 pounds 2 pounds of pork to what's left. So only half of what you've already made so far. And then, which is kind of nice, because then if you wanted to make more later, you literally just pull that out of the freezer, get some more pork, cut it up, and just put it all together and heat it up, and you're done. That's it. However, I don't do that. I just put all of the pork in here, and I feel like it's a much more even dish, because if you removed half of the liquid base, there'd be so much pork in there. It'd be super thick, or just like not enough liquid at all, really, and just seems kind of weird, especially since the recipe says that it can be served as a soup. But if you're removing half the liquid, like, I don't understand how that's supposed to work. So I don't do that. I leave everything in here. So if you're following along with the recipe on the pictures that I provided, on step 4 it says ladle half the sauce into something else and then freeze it. We're not going to do that. So we're going to skip step 4 entirely. That being said, we still have to finish step 3, which is add the cilantro and then use an immersion blender to smooth it out. So that's what we're gonna do here. So we got our nice cilantro, very green. I'm gonna throw that in there. And then we're gonna take the immersion blender, and now it's gonna get loud. So if you have headphones on, this is your warning. And you have about 10 seconds to remove them, and then once I'm done with this and I remove the immersion blender, take it apart and put it in the sink, you are safe to put your headphones back in. Here we go. All right, if you're a headphones user and you can read lips, I'm done. So you can put them back in. Man, I maybe my phone's just like really good at like noise suppression and balancing, because like it's really loud to me. So just gonna rinse this off a bit. So later, when I go to clean it, it's much easier. All right, so we'll do an after shot here. And this is what it looks like now. Much better. Much better. That looks very tasty. So, and for the smells, you can definitely, now that it's blended and everything, especially with the cilantro, the jalapeno and the chili peppers are really coming out strong. Smells very, very good, but not too spicy. So if you're averse to heat, like food heat, should be fine. Even though I added an extra jalapeno and an extra chili pepper than what the recipe calls for, it's still not that bad. All right, so we're just gonna take our pork. I'm gonna place it in there. We're gonna mix it in, and that right there was skipping step 4, where you were supposed to take half of that liquid base out and put it in the freezer before you add the pork. Like I said, we're not doing that. I just throw all the pork in there. And then I just mix it around to make sure that all of the pork separates, because like some of the pieces, you know, stick together. All right. So plug that back in. Grab our lid. Seal it up. Hit the cancel button. Do the meat stew option for 25 minutes, which on my Instant Pot is actually the default time, so that works out pretty well. And there it goes. So it's now on. We are set to seal mode, so this will seal up eventually. However, it's going to take about another 10 minutes for it to come up to pressure before it'll seal itself. And then the 25-minute cooking countdown won't actually start until after it seals itself. So once you get to this point, you're kind of just on like a 45-minute wait, which isn't really that bad. Because you're kind of, it's just a different way to slow cook pork. So if you would normally slow cook pork, it'd take you several hours, and we're gonna do it in 45 minutes. And that 45 minutes is 10 minutes worth of time to increase pressure before it seals itself, followed by 25 minutes of cook time, followed by 10 minutes of releasing pressure. So 45 minutes total before it's all ready to go. So at this point, if I was just making it for myself and I was going to eat it as soon as it's done, I would actually I have my rice cooker over there, but I would have had this all ready to go with the rice and the water and everything, and I just hit the start button on my rice cooker, because it takes about the same amount of time for this to cook as it does the rice, and they should both be done at the same time. So if that's the way that you would want to eat this dish, that's in my opinion, that's the best way to do it, is get this going, get it all the way through, all of your prep work done, literally just have your rice sitting off to the side, and as soon as you seal this for the final time, hit the start button on your rice cooker, and you should be good to go. So this is just 1 pound of rice. I don't do 2 pounds. I feel like having that much rice is actually way too much for this single dish. So unless you do follow step 4 and you split the recipe in half so you can have two full servings. It's only half the liquid base, but whatever. Then maybe 2 pounds of long grain rice will work. I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you exactly, but that is an option. I'm not going to cook the rice now though, because my party doesn't start for another 2.5 hours. So I'm gonna wait for about an hour and a half first before I start this. I'm still too tall for this camera angle. So I'm just gonna set this off to the side, and I will do that myself later, off stream. So that's not something that you guys are gonna see, but it's just putting rice in a rice cooker. You don't need to watch that. It's fine. All right, so this is going. I'm gonna rotate this, kind of squish it in here. I think we're good. All right, so then the last thing that I'm going to do, so I'm actually serving two things at my party tonight. The first is this dish, which is the pork chile verde. That's the main one. I served this last year at my summer party, and it was definitely the favorite by far. So I'm gonna make it again. Last year I made something called one pot chicken as well. This year I'm replacing it with burgers cooked to order. So I do have some beef, ground beef in the fridge. I'm gonna pull that out in a second. But first I'm gonna just take a break for a few minutes. So give me a little bit. I'll be back shortly. I'm gonna drink some water, and I had some people text me, so I need to reply to them because they're actually coming to the party tonight. So I need to sort some things out with them. So yeah, just give me a few minutes, and I will see you all shortly. Is there a boop. Nope. Okay. I have no way to like go to a splash screen or a commercial or something, so we're just gonna let this go. I'm gonna turn the music up. You guys enjoy your time. I'll see y'all in a little bit. for being patient. Cool. I think I got everything sorted with my guests, so we're good. I can close this up and put it somewhere, I guess. Okay, I have another guest texting me. Hold on. I have an app or a Chrome extension on my desktop that allows me to. It links to my phone's text messaging service, so I can text from my desktop. So instead of texting from my phone that I'm using to stream, I'm just using that to text. So I'll be right back. I gotta reply to him. This is just like a standard lo-fi beat, but it's got kind of like a jazzy undertone to it. I'm liking it. I'm gonna replay that one because I like that one. That was a good one. Okay. Hey, so this is up to pressure now. I just heard the beeper go off. Yep, so we're starting the 25-minute cook time. So that's going. Also, the nice thing about this is, like I said, my party doesn't start for another 2 hours and 15 minutes. But because it's in the Instant Pot, I can just let it sit in there. It'll keep it warm for the extra almost 2 hours that nobody's gonna be here yet. So you don't have to start this and end your cooking process on time for whatever you want to start. You can like set this in the morning. Like maybe you want to get everything prepared the night before because you have a busy day, and then you can set these Instant Pots to start cooking at a specific time as well. So you could just turn it on in the morning. You have all your ingredients already in there, ready to go, and you just set it like, hey, start cooking in like 4 hours, and then it'll start cooking in 4 hours. It'll take 45 minutes to go through its whole process, and then it'll just stay warm for up to like 4 more hours, I think, something like that. And so yeah, you could literally just be like, oh, I'm not gonna get home from work for 8 hours, so I'll just start this before I leave. And then there you go. You get home, you have a nice hot meal. It's awesome. Do I want to use this one? No. It's too big. I'm gonna use this one. And then I need to grab a plate. So like I said, the second dish that I'm making is burgers cooked to order. So I just have a little mini George Foreman grill right here. And I'm just gonna cook the burgers on that if somebody wants one. So right now all I'm gonna do is just make the patties and put seasoning in them. So they're gonna get kind of like marinated, but it's seasoning, so it's in the stuff, you know what I'm saying? If I could not get phone calls and constant text messages, that would be great. I'm gonna actually see if I can just mute everything. There we go. Okay. beef was actually purchased wholesale by my mom and my dad. They bought a quarter cow. What's it called? Quarter chunk or something? I don't know. Anyways, they bought a bunch of cow, and along with a few other people. So then once the cow was ready to provide food, the farmer took care of it all and packaged it all up and then just delivered it to my parents. So I got a bunch of ground beef in my fridge. So I was like, I needed to find a use for it. So I was like, hey, I got a party coming up. That's a good time to use some of it. So that's what this is. How do I put these back together? Here we go. There we go. So this is local cow, local beef. Ain't no mass-produced processed stuff. All right, and then so I have a couple different ways that I like to season my burgers, but today I'm just gonna go for the easy one, but I will go through all of the ones that I use. So the one that I'm gonna use today is just McCormick Grill Mates Brown Sugar Bourbon. Super simple. Right, this is the right one that I want to use. No, this is not the one I'm going to use. Sorry. If you grill chicken, use this. This stuff is great on chicken. Amazing on chicken. Use this. It's fantastic. Okay. This is just regular hamburger seasoning from McCormick. It's pretty plain. It's whatever. Otherwise, I will usually make my own like combination of seasoning using these three items right here. So minced onion, garlic salt, and ground black pepper. So I'll just use something like, oh, I washed it. Oh, the bowl that I had my cilantro in. I'll just like make my own in there. Usually throw some breadcrumbs in as well. Got some breadcrumbs right here. Mix that all together, put it in there. If I had eggs, I would also put that in it, but I don't. How much of this do I actually have? Not a whole lot. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We'll make do. I'm just gonna dump the whole thing on here, I guess. Woo, there we go. It's a whole pound of ground beef, so like the tablespoon and a half that was left in here will probably not even be enough for the whole thing, but it'll be close enough, but definitely not too much. All right. So we're just gonna mix that in. Sorry to all my vegan viewers, but beef is tasty. This is very cold. I took it out of the freezer 2 days ago so it could slowly thaw out. Kept it in the fridge, obviously. So, but man, this is cold and it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Ah. It's painful on the hand. I don't like that. Alright. That looks to be like it's mixed in well, though. Alright. Should be good. It's not too hard to just get it in there. So, and it doesn't have to be actually like even throughout the whole thing. It just needs to be even enough that when you take a bit out so you can make a patty, you can mix it evenly through that one patty. So that's all that I'm looking for. Nothing like too complicated here. So we're gonna take about a palm, like a ball that fits in your palm size ball here. And then I'm gonna mix all the way through. I don't even know why I grabbed the cutting board. I don't need it. So thankfully I haven't actually touched the meat to it, so I don't have to wash it again. So, and again, I'm just mixing that seasoning through this a little bit more here. And then you kind of flatten it out. And then I like to put the dimple in the middle. So I even this out here. And then I put a dimple in the middle. So that way when you put it on the grill and it shrinks when you cook it, it doesn't bulge up and then be like a weird dome shape. All right, so there we go. There's one whole patty there. And this is about probably like a 1/3 pound patty is what I'm making. I'm not trying to be exact in any way. I just, like I said, I go for the palm size ball. Looks like I'm probably gonna get 5 of these out of here. Which is odd because if they're 1/3 pound patties and it was a 1 pound bag of ground beef, you should only get 3. But apparently there was like 1.5 pounds in here because these are. I'm definitely going to get a decent amount of patties out of this. So, and some people, when they put the dimple in the middle, they just put like a tiny little dimple. Like, no, like you can see I'm like shoving my knuckles into here and I'm twisting all the way around and getting like a really deep thing there. So, just because you want a wider surface area on that dimple. I can hear the main dish bubbling in here. That's awesome. And my house is already smelling really good. So, I also bought a okay, never mind. Looks like we're gonna get 6 out of here. 6 patties. I also did get 1 lime. So just before we eat, when everybody's here and ready, I will take the lime out and I will cut it into like 7 or 8 slices. Because it's really good. I mean, just lime and cilantro, classic combo. And there's a ton of cilantro in that dish there, so it works really well. You can just squeeze the lime juice into your soup, burrito, or rice-based dish. Really good, love it. Really tops off the flavor. Last patty was a little small, but you know, that's okay. It'll work. How's favorite CC doing? Is that Canadian Caillou? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm doing well. I actually just finished the last thing I was working on here. Cooking Caillou. No, I'm doing good. I'm actually about to do a house tour, so it's a good thing you got back. Just washing my hands first. I haven't finished cleaning my house for my guests, so if you see any mess, please forgive me, but it's a lot better than it was. Let me finish picking up here. And then, like I said, I didn't actually use this, so it's not dirty. Putting it back on the clean side of the sink here. I did use these scissors though, so those will go in there. Finally, after all this time, half German. If you see mess, you're gonna freak out or start a world war. Is that what they did in World War II? The Germans were just like, oh, look at those guys over there. They're messy. We're gonna go take them out. I think that's like the actual history of World War II, right? They're just like, we need to fix this problem. They are too disorganized. All right, but now that I'm done with all my stuff, I can move this back out. Whoop! Don't do that. We'll leave that. It's under pressure, so I don't want to move it too much. All right. That's why Germans should never visit Paris. They might see something messy and start another one. All right, here we go. Please ignore my laptop that is hanging over my sink. It's just the way it is. There's also water on it, that's fine. But I had to read my chat from all the way over there, so that's why. All right, house tour though. And turn the music down a bit. All right, well, this is my kitchen. So this is what you've been watching me in all day. So this is much bigger than my my last kitchen. My last kitchen was about a third of this size and did not even have like space. It was literally just, if you see where my table is right here, it was a walkway that went like this, and like my oven and my dishwasher were there, and my fridge was like right here, and I had like this counter space, and that was it. Yeah, this kitchen is awesome. I mean, it's my entryway over here as well. So, but no, this place is fantastic. I love it. I got my decorations up top. So, but yeah, so we'll go from when you walk in. So let's just pretend that we walked in the door. Here's my apartment. On my immediate left, you'll see my wonderful laundry room. With all my shoes and stuff. And then here's my living room and my couch that is absolutely amazing. It's the fluffiest couch you'll have ever sat on, and it's amazing. So, and it came with so many pillows too, because so this is a 5-piece sectional couch. In my old apartment, I could actually only fit 2 pieces. I could fit this part right here, and then that corner piece that's over there. That's all I could fit in my old apartment. Well, when I moved to this apartment, I was like, hey, I can actually fit more. So I bought 2 more of the pieces, that one there and that one there. And there's a 5th piece that I could fit, that I could buy and fit, except I would only have like this much space right here between the couch and this wall. So you wouldn't actually be able to walk into the living room. But when I bought the first two pieces of the couch, it came with all of the pillows that are supposed to come with the whole couch. And then when I bought the two new pieces, when I moved, they gave me the same exact number of pillows. So I just have so many, like, these are not all of the pillows that came with the couch. There's more, they're just hidden. So there's so many pillows that come with this couch. Over here though is my stream room, which is probably the messiest place in my apartment at the moment. But there's my streaming setup. Hooray! Yeah, no, couch is great. If you ever diss my couch, we're not friends anymore, because that couch is amazing. So, but yeah, so here's my streaming setup. Got my lovely, lovely computer over here. I love this thing. GTX 3080 Ti graphics card. Still can't believe I got lucky and snagged that thing. So, I have blackout vinyl curtains here. Oh, I'm not gonna pull the blinds all the way up. Come on. Okay, well the blinds aren't staying up. But you can see there's vinyl over the windows. That's just so I can control the lighting conditions in here when I'm streaming. So, this desk I built. So I purchased the legs, because these legs are height adjustable, so I can just like do that, and it's pre-programmed to move up to certain heights and everything. Come back down, please. There we go. So I bought the legs, but then the top of the desk though, I made, so that's butcher block that I then stained or sanded and stained and treated and everything. So this whole desk though weighs about 300 pounds. It is not light at all. It is very, very heavy. So, yeah. And so this is the angle that you see from my actual camera during the live stream. But my Xbox, my Nintendo Switch, and my TV. Here's my chair. Here's my storage closet. That's super cool, you know. I record all of my streams, and I have a 32 terabyte storage array down here. It's not on at the moment, but that thing's pretty cool. Oh, here's my bathroom. Yeah, a lot of storage. I got that from work, actually. They were throwing it away, and I was like, can I have it? And they're like, sure. And then I found out later that they paid like $40,000 for it, and I got it for free because they didn't need it anymore. Yeah, all locally stored on the 32 terabyte disk array that's down there in the bottom. So, to put that in perspective, there's actually only like around 16 terabytes of usable space on that. Which is still a lot, 16 terabytes. I've only used 2.5 of those terabytes in the last 8 months worth of streaming. So if that keeps going, I'm probably going to use about 3 terabytes in a year, which means it'll take me 5 years to fill up that entire thing down there. 5 years. It's ridiculous. This is my guest bathroom because this is my guest bedroom that I just use as an office. This is my actual bathroom. You can still Call of Duty games 16 times. Yeah, probably. But yeah, this is my actual bathroom with all of my stuff. Hooray. And my bedroom. Got a map of the world. Look at that. Got a star and a quote up there, and then got some medals that I've won. Painting above the couch. And then this door leads to my balcony. I wonder if it's still raining. We're going to find out. Nope, it's not. Oh, but the wind blew my chairs around. That's cool. So, yeah, got a little deck here. Got a Top Golf going in across the street, so that's awesome. It's supposed to be done in October, and then I can just go hit a bunch of golf balls whenever I want. It's right across the street. I live in a city. Also him. Come on. There we go. I'm waiting for what I also say. Oh yeah, and then so here's my jank setup that I was using today. I already showed my laptop by the sink, but it's literally just this thing, which is like not stable at all. And that's what my phone was in. Also him, view. So here's my immersion, the top of my immersion blender. The actual immersion blender's in the sink, so I have to wash that. All right, but yeah, there you go. Oh, there's my kitchen sign, along with my other kitchen sign. There's actually a typo on this sign. I don't remember where it's at. I took a picture one time though and like put it on Facebook. But there's a typo on there, which I thought was kind of funny. Wow, look at that timing. It's like I planned it or something. I don't know. But it's done. Amazing. Alright, so we're not going to open this though, because like I said, my party doesn't start for like another 2 hours. So we're just going to leave this here. We're going to wait about 10 minutes before we release the pressure on it. And then, but it'll stay on and keep the food warm until we're ready to eat. And then about an hour before the party starts, I'll start getting the rice ready that I have sitting on the kitchen table at the moment. So that's the plan though. Got the burgers in the fridge. I've got buns. I've got tortillas. I've got the rice over there. Got the iced tea that we made. We've got the cold brew coffee that I made the other day. And then I'll have water, and then I guess some of the people, or one of my guests is bringing lemonade, somebody else is bringing dessert, and they need to bake it, I guess, because they asked to use my oven. I don't know what they're bringing, but... So you could have a bedroom with your own bathroom, and a walk-in closet, and an office room, but did the other way around. No, so my bedroom has a walk-in bathroom and a walk-in closet. I just didn't show the closet because my socks and underwear are all over it right now because I'm in the middle of doing laundry. So, but yes, I do. I also have a walk-in closet in my bedroom. So no, I didn't just like ignore the walk-in closet over there. Thanks for the fun time. Gotta go get Alex to help brother move. All right, see you later, Kyle. Have a good one. Let me know when you finally move into your new house. So, yes, I have 2 walk-in closets and 2 bathrooms. Because this apartment is actually meant for 2... This is not a chair. That is a side table. This is a chair. Now I'm going to sit in an awkward position in the frame. But you know what, that's okay. This apartment is actually meant for like 2 individual roommates who have their own place. So that's why they both have their own closet and bathroom that's connected to the bedroom. So it just so happens that my bathroom connects to my bedroom and the main like living space that you saw. So the doorway goes through both. So yeah, so then I have a closet, like I said, in the other one as well. So is that normal in the US to have walkable closets? In apartments, I would say in apartments that are older than 10 years old, no. Apartments that are older than 10 years old are probably not going to have walk-in closets. Anything 10 years old or newer probably will. And then the vast majority of houses definitely have walk-in closets. So Okay, maybe houses that were built after probably like 1980, let's say. Houses that were built in the US after 1980 probably have a walk-in closet. So yeah. Maybe 1%, yeah. Well, you guys are a lot more dense. Europe just you guys can only like really build up, you can't build out. So like in the US, unless you live in New York City, Los Angeles, you know, like Miami, Florida, like a big city, Washington DC, Seattle, Washington, stuff like that. Unless you live in a big city, there's just open space for dozens of kilometers. But it's 50 miles plus 50%. It's about 80 kilometers from where I live right now to my hometown, and that's the next closest town is 80 kilometers away. The rest of it is just open farmland. So when we want to build something, we don't build up, we build out, which also means we have a lot more space to work with. So when you build something like this, you can have walk-in closets, you can have laundry rooms that, you know, are their own separate room and stuff like that. It's an option that we have, and most people take advantage of that. So yeah, just the way it is. So yeah, because like I think the tallest building here in Fargo is, I want to say 10 stories. No, it's probably the hospital, and the hospital is like 13 or 14 stories tall. But there's probably only like 4 buildings in the entire city of Fargo that are over 4 stories tall. Probably like 4 buildings that are over 4 stories tall. There's not that many. Everything else is just built out instead of up. The US builds way more up than Europe does. That's only in the big cities. Like I said, like Fargo doesn't have anything. It only has four buildings over 4 stories tall. My hometown, I think the tallest building in my hometown is a 4-story tall building. So, and that's the college. That's the university that's down there. So, yeah, everything else is just built out. So my apartment is 3 stories tall. I live on the 2nd floor. And all of the apartments around me are exactly the same. They're all 3 stories tall, but they're all built wide. They have a lot of space on the inside. So, you don't build up at all, but you build tiny. So mind you, a lot of what I've seen in Europe comes from TV shows. Like, what's one called? There's a TV show where they go around to different places in the world, because there's like people who want to move to a different country, so they're looking for a house to buy so they can leave the US and go live somewhere else. I can't remember the name of the TV show though, but that follows realtors in these other countries that sell houses, and so then they give them tours and stuff. But I remember they were in France or something, and like every single place that they showed them, the entire house was the size of my living room and my kitchen together. Doesn't include the bedrooms. So that's what I'm basing my interpretation off of, is like that sort of stuff. Because I've never been to Europe other than when I flew through the airport in Ireland. So, and I didn't leave the airport, so I didn't actually see any houses. 7 minutes. 3 more minutes before I can release the pressure in that. So also, let's check the temperature on that iced tea. This is a meat thermometer, but it works for literally everything else. So should Google Hamburg from above on YouTube. Okay. Oh, by the way, so you told me about that that National Geographic little documentary thing about like Europe from above and specifically the Netherlands. So I went to go check it out and realized that I had already watched part of it. Okay, so this iced tea is still 40 degrees Celsius, so it has not cooled down a whole lot. But I have watched India from above as well, and that one was cool, so probably have to go back and watch it again. Alright, someone's calling me. Hold on a second.